Hello, this video is for my Nova Online Math 161 Pre-Calculus 1 students, and we're going to review for Module 1 exam. And the topic that I want to go over in this video is the domain of a square root function. Okay, we will always use the same rule. So anytime you want to find the domain of a square root function, set the radicand. So grab whatever is underneath that square root and make that greater than or equal to 0. You cannot have a negative radicand, okay? Because square root of a negative number is not real number, okay? So I have two functions that I prepared. I'm going to go in and highlight the radicand parts of both of these, okay? So for the top one, I'm going to work with c plus 3. For the second one, I'm going to work with 10 minus p. So what I highlighted in yellow, guys, those are called radicand, okay? So you always just grab them and set them greater than or equal to 0, okay? So I'll start with one of them first, okay? So here comes this one. So write down c plus 3 and make that greater than or equal to 0. Let's subtract 3 from both sides. Let's move this 3 to the other side. Then we're going to have c is greater than or equal to negative 3. Look, if I plot that negative 3, draw a closed circle because it can be equal to negative 3. Should I go to the right or left? When they say c is greater than negative 3, do we go to the right or left? Well, if it's greater, then we go to the right side. So that's what the interval will look like. So I'm going to now try to write that in interval notation. So here's the final domain for the first function. Draw the square bracket and put the negative 3, put the comma. And if it keeps on going to the right, if we never stop and keep on going to the right, then we are approaching positive infinity. So write the infinity and close the regular parenthesis. You will never put a square bracket for infinities. Okay, so that's it. That's the domain of A of C. Now you're ready to do the second one. So the second one is B of P. So same rule applies. Grab that radicand 10 minus P, but you set it greater than or equal to 0. Okay, all right. So first thing I'm going to do is there's different ways you guys can solve this, but I'm going to try to do it the regular way. That's how, because I really want to talk about flipping the inequality symbol when we need to. Okay, look, I'm going to start by subtracting 10 from both sides because that 10 is positive. We can subtract 10 to cancel out that 10. Now look, if you subtract 10 from both sides, okay, that 10 is gone. Like this is gone now, right? But we still have what kind of p? Negative p. And we get negative p is greater than or equal to 0 minus 10, which is negative 10. Now we're not going to stop there because we have negative p is greater than or equal to negative 10. So what number is hiding in front of p? Well, we know if it's negative p, then it must be negative 1p. So we are going to divide both sides by negative 1. And remember, whenever you divide or multiply both sides by a negative number, the inequality will flip. So we're going to get p is no more greater than or equal to, but less than or equal to, and negative 10 divided by negative 1. Negative divided by negative is positive. So here is the domain in inequality form. Finally, we just have to write this in interval notation. You guys don't have to graph, but I like to graph it and see where this is going. If p is smaller than 10, that's what they're saying here, p is less than or equal to 10, we have to go to the left side. Now, if you keep on going to the left, what's there waiting? What are we approaching? We are approaching negative infinity. So you're going to write parenthesis negative infinity and 10 after the comma. After writing 10, make sure to close it with a square bracket because we can plug in 10 into this inequality. We have a closed circle and the symbol is less than or equal to. So it will be incorrect to put a parenthesis, but you must have a square bracket there. So take a look at this work. Now the second one was a little more difficult because we had to remember whenever you are dividing or multiplying by a negative number, make sure to flip that inequality symbol.